Hello, people. Welcome back to my show. This is Comic Chat. My name is Danny Graham. Tonight, I'm going to talk briefly about the episode 9 of Star Wars, which is named The Rise of Skywalker. Before I get started, I want to hold on 1 minute. I want to let somebody know I'm doing a chat. Right, I apologize for that. I am doing a live stream on Star Wars Episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker. I just finished seeing it when with a friend of mine and my daughter. We all three liked the movie. Before I get started, I'm going to let everybody know this is a full spoiler. This is a full spoiler. So if you have not seen the movie yet, then you may not want to watch this right now. But it's just my thoughts on it. I think if you're a Star Wars fan, you're going to like it. Definitely think, well, if you are, let me change that. Let me make this claim. Oh, before I get started, please subscribe to my channel. This is the first time you see me. Also, please hit notification bell because I don't want you to miss any material that I upload in the future. And also, please hit the like button because that like button helps the YouTube algorithm and it helps me start trending. So please hit that if you can. Please share this link. And please subscribe to my channel. I just recently crossed 1,000 subscribership, man. That was one of my main goals. Now my next goal is to get 1,500. I'd like to get that before the end of the summer. But I can only do that with your help. Now, to get back into the show, I went to see Star Wars 6:30. Movie lasted a little over 2 hours, and I liked it. There's so many stuff. I know I'm going to be talking out of order, but basically, I love this movie. If I had to rate it from 1 to 10, I would give it a 9. There were one or two things I didn't like about it. But overall, if I grade it, 8.5, 9 would be what I would grade it. I'm definitely going to go see it again. I've never seen The Last Jedi in a theater twice. I've never seen The Force Awakens twice in a theater. But I'm definitely going to see this. I may even go to IMAX. But basically, after the crawl, it talks about how the Emperor's or death has spoken. So immediately into the movie, we're going to see the Emperor. Probably in the first 15 minutes, you're going to see the Emperor. He's on some kind of life support machine. It kind of reminds me of any of you ever seen Beast Machines? It's one of the Transformers shows. It was like Transformers, then Beast Wars, then Beast Machines. But in Beast Machines, Megatron was hooked up to a machine that kind of like plugged into him, and he could move up and down, sideways, whatever. That kind of like with the Emperor. He was in some kind of machine life support machine, clone machine. I'm not sure what it was. He could go up or down, side to side. He still had his power. He still could talk and speak, but he was very decayed. He tells Kylo Ren, who now they find this little triangular thing. To me, it looks like a Sith holocron. Hey, what's up, David? It looked like a Sith holocron to me. If you watch Rebels, you know what I'm talking about. The holocron is basically some kind of device that the Sith use. The Jedi has holocrons too, and basically like a recording device. It has a lot of knowledge. Sometimes it's keys to unlocking different things. Because as we know, there are Sith temples all over the universe, galaxy, and there's also Jedi temples. And usually a holocron could open a Sith temple, and a Jedi holocron can open a Jedi temple. And if you combine the two, then it would give whoever's combining them ultimate knowledge. So watch Rebels and it'll explain a lot more about holocrons. That's what it looked like to me, but it was some kind of mapping device. We don't know what planet that Kylo Ren was on, but he went through the planet, killed everybody. Yeah, Rob didn't like the movie as much as I did, David, but his opinion. And basically, the first act, Kylo Ren, he just cut through people. He's with his lightsaber, and he gets to this box. It has some kind of symbol on it. He throws that off, and once he opens the box, he has what I call a holocron. That's what it looked like to me. But actually, he attached it to his ship, and it was like a map that guided him through some kind of wormhole or some kind of very hectic and dangerous space to the Sith planet where the Emperor was on. Once he was able to navigate through that planet, he got to the Emperor. The Emperor told him that he wanted him to kill the Jedi girl, which was Rey. Told him a lot of secrets and told him that if he followed him and listened to him, that he would give him the whole Sith fleet, which was thousands and thousands of Death Stars, but had this special kind of cannon that could destroy planets. So he had, I'd say, looked like 1,000 of these ships in that space, and each one of them was armed with one of these planet destroying cannons. Like all of them had many Death Star lasers on them. David says, I'm not surprised the early reviews were bad, though it doesn't happen a lot lately. David, I don't know whether you've seen it or not. I'm gonna say don't listen to the reviews. Go see it for yourself. Make your own opinion. I listened to a YouTuber and I got a little shook, and I was like, man, and I trust what this YouTube says, but I enjoyed the movie. I'm not a fanboy, and fanboy are fanatics who read all the books and know the lore backwards and forwards. I'm just a casual fan that goes and watch the movies. I don't read the books. I don't read the canon books. I read some of the EU books, but my main thought process about Star Wars or any movie is that it's entertainment. It's entertainment. It's not something that you go in there and declare, oh, this is not right because this, or how can you do this? It's entertainment. It's not real. It's fiction. Make believe. Okay, I know some of the books may tie in and give you stuff, and we all like make believe stuff. That's why I have this channel. I like make believe stuff, but I know where the line starts and stops. It's make believe. It's not real. It doesn't have to be cohesive. You don't have to pull your hair out or want to shout bloody murder because Force Awakens didn't connect it like you wanted to. The Last Jedi, or the Last Jedi, this movie didn't connect to the Last Jedi like you wanted. Things have to always connect. Things don't have to always be cohesive. If it's entertainment, first of all. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. Now, if you start judging about connectivity, I can see we can get technical. But saying the movie didn't make sense, I'm not into it that deep. Just my opinion, my side of the story. I'm close to a normie myself. I watch the films, don't get quote or dressed up. Man, there was somebody that was dressed up like Kylo Ren when I was getting concessions. And when the movie was coming on, somebody had a lightsaber and ignited it, sitting a few feet in front of me and my daughter and my friend. So, I mean, if that what floats your boat, that's fine. But get back to the movie. Basically, Leia has becomes Rey Master, and she's teaching her different aspects of the Force. Leia knows Rey's secret, which at the beginning of the movie, we don't know what Rey's secret is. Also, Kylo Ren was told by the Emperor what Rey's secret is. Nobody knows at the first part of the movie. You don't discover what her secret really is until the halfway second act, when Rey, but they had this connection. Rey and Kylo can talk to each other. Like if he's in one part of the galaxy, like in this one episode, he was several galaxies or planets, whatever universe is over, and he was able to psychically talk to Rey. She was on a different planet. He was on his ship. She was on a planet. They were talking back and forth, and she could see him. He could see her. And then at one point, he got close, and before they could break connection, he grabbed the necklace that she was wearing. So he's able to reach through space and time. I guess like Luke was able to project his body from that island he was on to the other place where Kylo Ren was at and hold him off until the Resistance can sneak out that cave in The Last Jedi. So I guess he picked up that trick from Luke, I guess. But they're talking, and he's on this ship, so far, far away. She's on this planet. She had on this necklace that one of the natives gave her, and he was able to reach before they break the connection, rip it off, and able to have it analyzed and find out what system she's in. So what she and Kylo can do is incredible, because at one part of the movie, when they're fighting, they fight several times in the movie. And in one part, what really was kind of gut-wrenching at first, if you're a Star Wars fan, while they were looking for different clues to get to that planet, because those holocrons I'll tell you about, they only have 2 of them. Kylo had one, and another pirate or something years back had the second one. They were trying to find it because Luke was secretly trying to find the Sith home planet where the Emperor's at now, getting himself repaired and building his fleet. So they find this sword or knife or somewhere, and the sword and knife has inscription on it that C-3PO can read, but his protocols won't allow him to translate it, because if he did, it would break some kind of his protocols, his program, whatever, and he wouldn't be able to do it. So the only way they could get around it was they had to wipe his brain. He would lose all his knowledge and memory of them. But what we didn't know, that R2-D2 had a backup. Well, we did know it, kind of, sort of, but didn't know whether that would work. So he went to this planet, was able to download the information, find out where the planet's at. C-3PO didn't realize them, who they were. He couldn't remember them anymore. So he went back to the main base, and R2-D2 was able to download his memory. And we got C-3PO back. Now, there's a part in the movie I'll tell you that was gut-wrenching, is that the stormtroopers captured Chewbacca, and they put him in his ship. And we don't see that there's 2 ships. All we see is 1 ship. So if you remember that clip where Rey is running in the desert, and she does this flip somersault, well, they show that, and she cuts one of the one of the TIE fighters' wings, and Kylo Ren flying to try to run over her. And then they do this epic test of force power, I guess, push and pull. Because the ship that we think that's Chewbacca's on is lifting, taking him back to space. And then Poe and Finn say, look, Chewbacca's on that ship. We got to save him. So she starts grabbing it with the force, and she's preventing it from leaving. The ship that she just damaged had Kylo Ren in it. He gets out of the ship and starts walking back, and he sees what she's trying to do. So he's trying to let it go. So they're tugging the oar. When she's pulling, he's pulling, trying to let it go. So he exerts so much force and power that it causes her to exert power. So when she exerts it at her maximum power, she shoots out lightning like Palpatine and destroys the ship. So she thinks she's killed, and the audience thinks so too. But we don't know there were 2 ships until later on in the show, that she thinks that she kills Chewbacca. So everybody's down, and she's really sad and down hard on herself. And it's just a sad moment. Well, they decided they need to go on the ship to get something, to find out, try to get that holocron and find out some additional information. When she's about to go on the ship, she senses that Chewbacca is still alive. So they form a rescue mission, try to get rescue Chewbacca. They end up rescuing Chewbacca. And during that time, her and Kylo Ren have another meeting where he's on the planet where she just left, and she's inside his room where he got Darth Vader's helmet. So they're talking back and forth. He said, I can feel you, but where are you? So he can't tell exactly where she's at. And so they start fighting. So one part of the fight scene, she's on the planet fighting him, and when she cuts a bag of fruit or something on the planet, it actually comes to the room where she's physically at. And then he's dodging her, and they're going back and forth in the room. And then at one time they hit the stand where Darth Vader's burnt helmet is at, and he can see because it lands on his planet. It's actually in the room where she's at, but I guess their connection, they can teleport whenever they're in that connective, whatever it is. We're gonna call it teleportation tube. When they're in that teleportation tube, they can physically get other things from each other. So they both do a strike the lightsabers, and it hits the stand where Darth Vader's helmet's on. But instead of staying in the room where she's at, it falls where he's at. So he said, "Okay, I know where you're at." So he tells his people to lock down the spaceship and let nobody in or out. He flies up there to her, and all the while he's telling her about her parents and that she gonna remember who she is, and he know who she is, and this kind of stuff. And when we get to the ship, she asks him, "Who am I?" And that's when he reveals that you're a Palpatine, that you are Palpatine's granddaughter. So Palpatine had a son who married somebody and had her. And I guess he found out that maybe his son wasn't force sensitive, I don't know, or was a nobody, but his granddaughter was. So he was trying to get her to train her in the ways of the dark side and Sith. So they hid her on Jakku, that junk planet, to try to protect her. I think they got killed. Yeah, they were killed by that same sword that they found that had the Sith information on it. So they spared her and sacrificed their lives to save her. So she gets on the ship. They save her because she jumps on the ship with Finn and Poe and Chewbacca. They fly off. They all agree that they gotta find this Sith stronghold and destroy the whole fleet and do everything. And so she has to go and find the second holocron that's going to give her a map. So she goes back to the place where the original Death Star fell down at. She goes in there. You can see the Emperor's chair where he tried to seduce Luke to the dark side. There's a room that opens up. She goes in there. She finds the holocron, and then that's where you see the double-edged dark ray, and it flips the double-edged sword. And she says, "Don't be afraid of who you are." And then they fight each other briefly. And then next thing you know, Kylo Ren's there because I guess he can track or whatever telepathically or through that tube. I'm not sure. Then they fight. Kylo Ren destroys the holocron that she found, so that enrages her, and they're fighting. And at this time, Luke. I didn't watch the film, but was it worth the watch? Yes, I think you will like it. I would definitely encourage anybody that is a Star Wars fan to go watch this movie and then judge for yourself. Don't listen to all these different opinions and stuff. I mean, if you want to, you can, but don't listen to all the negative opinions. Don't listen to all the positive opinions. Go there yourself and form your own opinion. I listened to some of their negative opinions and heard all this negative stuff all week long, and I was going in a little bit tonight like I don't know what it's going to be, but I was pleasantly surprised. I enjoyed the movie. It's action packed. You're not going to be bored there. If you are a fanboy and you are someone that believes in canon, then you're going to have a lot to not like. But if you're someone that's just a casual Star Wars fan, knows a little bit about the lore, knows a little bit about what's going on in the different episodes, you're going to like it. I think most people that didn't like, if you didn't like The Last Jedi, you're probably going to like this. If you like The Last Jedi, you're probably not going to like this. That's the vibe that I'm getting. But go watch it for yourself. Where I forgot where I was at. Okay, but basically, I'm just going to fast forward. Basically, Princess Leia, the only way she can get her son Kylo Ren to go back to being Ben, the good Ben, is when she dies and she uses her last bit of force power to let him know and call his name, and then that distracts him shortly, and Rey impales him with his own lightsaber. but she's able to use the Force to heal him. And when he feels his mama dies and stuff, that lets him know and turns him back to the good side. Also, there's a cameo of Harrison Ford. He comes back and talk to him and say, "Look, son, we miss you. I love you." And the son says, "I know what I must do, but I'm not strong enough. I don't know if I'm strong enough." Then he throws away his lightsaber into the ocean, and he decides he comes back to the good side, and then he goes to try and help, and eventually ends up helping Ray. Ray, is at this time she's just mad because she thinks she's gonna be evil and stuff. So she goes back to where she found Luke Skywalker, and she destroys the ship. She's about to throw away her lightsaber, and the Force Ghost of Luke Skywalker catches it and talks to her and explains to her this. Look, you gotta do this, 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 and this. And also he shows her where Leia's lightsaber is and gives her Leia's lightsaber. So she has Luke Skywalker's saber and Leia's saber. Um, but she said, I can't get to this place to where the Emperor's at because I don't have a ship. So you have everything you need because he gives her. She took the holocron in the front because she stole Kylo Ren's ship after when she stabbed him. She healed him and she left in his ship. And his ship still had the holocron that the map pretty much to get to where the Emperor's at. So she burns all that up except that. But Luke is able to lift the X-wing, his X-wing, out of the water because it was buried in the ocean, and give it to her. And she uses his X-wing to fly to where the Emperor's at. She confronts the Emperor, and the Emperor tells her, "Yeah, you're my granddaughter. I never wanted to kill you because if you kill me, then my essence and all the Sith essence will pass on to you, and you become powerful, and you can take over the whole universe and rule and all this kind of stuff." But she had to kill him in the ceremony. Well, Kylo Ren comes there. The Knights of Ren, who are useless the whole movie, they're to try to stop him. He doesn't have a lightsaber, but she's able to do that little telekinesis tube, and we can't see. We think she only got one, but she got both lightsabers, one on her side and one in the back. So she takes the lightsaber and she puts it behind her head, and they can make the connection. And then they nod their head. He has a lightsaber in his hand, so he's able to defeat the Knights of Ren. She's able to defeat and resist Palpatine, and then when both of them together, he see that they're not going to turn and do what he wants. Then he uses his Force and knocks the lightsabers out the hand. And when he pulls them to him, he's able to take some of their double combined Force energy, and it heals him and makes him back young like he was. And then that's when he just go crazy. And he think he kills Kylo Ren, but then at this time we can hear all the different Jedi through all the centuries talking to Rey, and they tell her to get up. The Force is with you. We'll be with you forever. Blah 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 blah. So she gets up and she's, I guess, like a super Jedi now. So they go against she and the Emperor going against each other. He's using his Force lightning. She's able to block it with lightsaber. Then she grabs the other lightsaber and forms this X, giant X. Now able to repel the Force lightning and kills the Emperor, but it kills her too. So Kylo Ren climbs back out of the hole, comes back, picks her up in his arms, and hugs her and stuff. Then he uses his power, his Force, to resurrect her, which they do. She calls him Ben. They hug, embrace, and kiss. And as soon as they kiss, he falls and he dies, and he turns into a Force ghost. He disappears into the Force. We don't see him anymore. Then she goes back to where they're at, the home base, and then from there they hug and celebrate. And you see Lando Calrissian. He helps. He brings a lot of the fleet to help destroy the main ship, so they couldn't get off that place because they got to have some kind of transmitter to get off that place where the Emperor had them at. But when they destroyed all the transmitters, the whole fleet stuck in that place, so they can't navigate without the transmitter. So everything's saved, everybody's good. Then they show Rey on Tatooine, where Luke Skywalker was raised at, and she buries both the lightsabers. She puts them in this wrap, and she buries Luke's and Leia's lightsaber in the sand somewhere. And then there's an old lady at the place. She said, "Nobody's been here for years." And she said, "Who are you?" And she said, "My name is Rey." And she said, "Rey what?" And then she looks and she can see Leia's and Luke's Force goes to the left and right. And she said, "I'm Rey Skywalker, and that's how it goes off. So I know I missed a lot of things. I apologize for it. I'm trying to go off the top of the dome. Like I said, it was 2 hours. I'm definitely probably going back this weekend, either Saturday or Sunday. But I want to end by saying, look, don't listen to negative or positive. Don't listen. When it comes to Star Wars, if you're a Star Wars fan, whether you're a fanboy or whether you're just a casual fan like myself, go look at it yourself. Don't worry about what other people saying and all this kind of crazy stuff. Listen to that, because man, at the end of the day, it's entertainment. At the end of the day, it's not real. It's fiction. People are arguing and fighting so hard, and it's not this, it's not that, and just going crazy, and just cussing and acting a fool and acting a donkey, and just like this is something that's going to really change. I'm going to throw this up. I'd be more concerned what's going on in Washington, whether or not somebody's going to be impeached or not. That, to me, that's more important in this movie. Just my 2 cents. I ain't trying to start no political war. Just throwing that out there. But like I said, I thought the movie was good. If I got to grade it, I'm giving it 8 out of 5 to 9. That's my score. I like it. It was $10 well spent. I would gladly spend another $10 to see it. Like I said at the beginning of this, I've never seen The Last Jedi or The Force Awakens more than once in the theater. I'm going to gladly spend my money. I may see even a third time on The Rise of Skywalker. David said, do you think the trailers do it justice? Was the marketing for this film that bad? What I can remember from the trailers, they showed the trailer showed stuff that really didn't mean a lot. Like when they showed the double edge on the trailer, they showed the double edge ray. That was as long as you see the trailer, as long as that even came to play into the movie. It was less than a minute. What I was really shocked about is how soon they brought the Emperor in. I mean, the Emperor is introduced within the first 15 minutes of the movie. They didn't explain how he got back. They didn't explain how long they didn't explain where he was at or what made him come back all of a sudden. But that's not important. Well, all we know is that he's back and he had an agenda. Like he said, the First Order, he called this fleet the Final Order. I heard some people laugh about that. I mean, I don't care. I heard cheesier stuff. But like I said, at the end of the day, judge it for yourself. Either you're going to like it or you ain't going to like it. Is it better to me than The Last Jedi? Yes. Is it better to me than Force Awakens? Yes. To me, it's the better movie. No, I'm not going to say better. I liked it better, this trilogy, than the other two. Just my opinion. But I'm going to say thanks for coming on the show. I appreciate your questions, comments. Again, my name is Danny Graham. This is my channel, Comment Chat. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Please give me a thumbs up. That's going to help the algorithm. That's going to help me trend. And please get notification bell so you can be notified on any and all material that I upload. Peace. Catch you later.